Welcome guys, today we create an app in which we pass data to next screen using widget constructor parameter and route settings of the material page route, and also receive data from simple dialog box text field back to the previous screen and display it. Here I have created this sample project. We make first screen or home widget. Let's move this first screen widget to another file. Let's import the material package. Go back to the main. Import the first screen widget. I will go back to the first screen. Let's create a raised button inside the column widget. The raise button will help us to move to the next screen. And we use parameters to pass data to the second screen. We used this onPress property to navigate to the second screen. Go to second screen is a function that we are going to assign as an argument. Let's create this go to second screen function. We use navigator.push for navigation. First argument is the context of the widget, and in the second argument we pass the material page route. Here we use builder function to build the new screen on top of the previous screen. We will return the widget that we wanted to move on. We wanted to go to the second screen. And now let's create the second screen widget. We will receive data in the second screen by using parameters. Let's create those parameters in the constructor. We are going to create string message variable. We pass string argument to this message variable through the constructor of this second screen. Let's show this text inside the body of scaffold. Here we successfully set the constructor parameters in which we receive value, which is a message here. And also we display that parameter as a text. Now let's go to the first screen and give some value. First I will click on the second screen and then I will import the second screen. Now I have to give a parameter. Here we will create a string variable in which we can get value from any sources. In this case, our variable has value good job. Now let's pass this variable value to the second screen. We'll copy this variable and pass it to the second screen constructor. I will replace this comma with a semicolon. Let's save all files. You can see the blue underline on the first screen widget name. For removing this, we have to write final before the string. And now I will save the files. Now let's move this button on the center of the screen. Save the file. And you can see when I tap on the second screen button, I will move to the second screen and the value that I have stored inside my variable my message will go to the second screen by using this second screen parameter. And you can see on the second screen we have the good job. And we send this variable from our first screen. Here I will create another variable and assign a size box with the height 20. This space variable help us to add a vertical space of size 20. Let's add a space below this raised button. Now I create another raised button and pass the value using route settings. This button will take us to the third screen. And here we will use route settings. And this onPress property will take us to the third screen. Let's create this third screen function. And here we are also using navigator.push and material page route to move to the third screen. Let's create the third screen. And we use route setting to pass data to the third screen. For that purpose, we will go to the first screen. And here inside the material page route, we have to pass another argument, which is settings. And we will pass the route settings object here. And inside the route settings, we will pass our argument. And in this case, our argument will be the my message variable. Let's import this third screen and save this file. Here we are successfully passed the my message string argument to the third screen. Now let's move to the third screen and use that argument. Inside the third screen build method, I will create a variable. This variable will hold the value of the route setting arguments. So for accessing the value of route setting arguments, we have to write model route dot of context, and then we access the settings, and from that setting we will access the arguments. We can pass any type of object through this route setting arguments. Here I am receiving the string, so I will make sure that I am taking this argument as a string. Now let's use this message inside our scaffold body. Now let's save all the files. Go back to the first screen and then move to the third screen by pressing the third screen button. And you can see we receive the value inside our third screen. And we are using the route settings here to pass the value to the third screen. Now let's see how we can receive the value inside our first screen. For that purpose, we will create another button. By pressing this button, our navigator will take us to a dialog box. We set onPress property to the Go To dialog here. Let's create this function above. Here we will show the dialog by using the showDialogHelper method, which will automatically navigate us to the show dialog screen. We pass the context and also the builder method, which take context as an argument. And then we return the my dialog. Which is a custom widget that we create or on. Let's create the my dialog widget. We will return the simple dialog. Simple dialog will take widget as a children to show on the screen. Let's create a text widget and move back to the first screen. Import the my dialog and save all the files. I will go back to the first screen. Let's press the show dialog and you can see our dialog box will appear. Now let's move back to the my dialog. We want to take data from this dialog box and send it back to the first screen. For that purpose, we will use text field in the dialog box. So let's add the text field inside the children. To getting the value from the user, we use a controller property in which we pass the text editing controller. So let's create a text editing controller above here. We can't make the text editing controller to the final because the value of the text editing controller will change with the time. So we have to convert this stateless widget to the stateful widget. For that, I will just tap on the my dialog and use this bulb icon to convert this to a stateful widget. Now let's pass this text controller to the text field. Let's save the widget. You can see the text field all showing on the screen. We will also create a button which will help us to move back to the first screen and also pass data to the first screen. So let's create another raised button here. You can see the raised button. Let's add some space between these two widgets. For moving back to the first screen, we will pass navigator.pop to this save button on press property. Now I will save the project and you can see when I press on the save button, I will move back to the first screen. I will press again the show dialog and you can see I can write any text inside the text field. Now let's try to pass that text to the first screen. For that purpose, we have to use this text editing controller and we will get the text value by typing the text editing controller.text. Let's print that text value on the onPressed. I will save the project. I will move to the debug console Now when I press on the save button, the value of the text field will appear here inside the debug console. You can see the value inside the debug console. So we can access the text controller value by writing the text controller.text. Now pass this value back to the first screen. For passing the value of any variable to the first screen, we have to pass another argument inside the navigator.pop. And in this case, we will pass text controller.txt. Now save the project. We have successfully passed the value from the My Dialog widget to back of our first screen. Now let's receive the value inside the first screen. So for that purpose, we will go to the first screen. And here inside the go to detail function, here you can see when I move my cursor to the show dialog button, you can notice I am receiving a future generic type value. Now I am getting a value as a future here. I will receive that string value inside a variable. And you will see I have an underlined error here. I have to mention the await here because I am receiving the value in the future. So I will write the await keyword. And for using the await keyword inside any method, we have to make that method an asynchronous method. So I will write the async here. Now we have successfully get the text field value inside this string value variable. Let's show this value onto the screen. For that purpose, I will define another variable outside the scope of goToDialog method. Because the value of this received value from dialog variable will change over time and we can't able to set this to the final, so we will make this first screen widget a stateful widget. Let's copy this variable and below we assign the value of the show dialog to this variable. Now we successfully have the text field value inside this variable. So let's use this variable inside our UI. So I will go to the widget tree and create a text field. Let's save all the files. And we have an exception here. Because this variable currently have a null assigned to it. So that's why the debug console asks us a no null string must be provided to the text widget. For removing this problem, we can move to the text field and here we will take a decision. And the decision will be based on this variable. So let's take that decision. In this if condition, what we will do, we will set that if this variable is equal to null, and then I will type the question mark. What we wanted to do, we wanted to display an empty container. And then if this variable value is not equal to null, then we wanted to display the text field. Now let's save this widget and you can see our error is removed. Let's go to the show dialog and try to write something inside this dialog. I will press the save. You can see we have nothing here because we have the empty container. I can go to the console. Inside the debug console, I can see I have successfully passed the value here. So this variable has some value, but the problem is we are not updating the UI. So for that purpose, I will move back to the goToDialog method, and here when we assigning the value from the dialog to this variable, I will set the state of this widget. I have already created a stateful widget, so I can set the state here. Now let's move this line inside the set state. Save all the files. And you can see the value that we have passed from this dialog are displayed on the screen because we have just rebuilt this widget. So now let's try to pass another value. Press the save button and that value are displaying on the screen. So in this video we will learn both things, how we can pass data forward and how we can receive data backward. So we will see two methods to pass data forward. We use parameters and route settings to pass data to the second screen and receiving that data using the navigator.pop back to the first screen, and where I will receive that data inside a value, and we have to make that function an asynchronous function, and that value data will be provided to the variable that is out of the scope of that function, and we also set the state here. Hope this video will help you. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.